Hello everybody, my name is BubbleZest and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video we're playing as Japan, attempting to get the achievements Tojo Shot First and Sunrise Invasion. Let's begin, shall we? Obviously create an intelligence agency if you have the ability to. We can't really upgrade it as we don't have many civs, but having it is useful. Speaking of the remaining civs, we'll build just military factories, we desperately need them. And for the mills and dockyards we have, we'll dump the carrier naval bomber. Put 20 mils into guns, 3 into support equipment, and 20 into artillery. For all these ships, well they are nice, I think I'm just going to build convoys for now. Might build some subs later. There we go, looks nice. For our research slots, we'll just grab the standard electronics industry, and since we have a fourth one, some support equipment. For our army, we're going to gather them up and put them into some equal stacks. With all of Japan's reserve templates, may as well change them over to the standard one, which is a 24 whip for now, which is good. Otherwise, just organise them. Now that our army has been organised, we're going to gather up most of Japan's navy and put it together. We have this one small fleet in the Caroline Islands, which is good. So we need to be left behind, so we're going to send them to Palau. The reason why we're doing this is we're going to grab this one unit here and put it on a naval invasion into Hollandia here. And may as well even give it a new army. I'm feeling that special. Right, our next step before we truly begin is to join the Germans faction. And pause slightly, and there you go, we're in the Axis now. So we'll send this big death stack all the way to Germany. You'd think they wouldn't be able to make the journey, but apparently they can. Maybe we can even get dockyard support from Italy. There we go. But now we're going to wait until we have around 50 political power to justify the Dutch East Indies. So before we go up to speed 5 and begin, we're actually going to plan a naval invasion now that we're in the Axis. We're going to be invading the Netherlands, so using most of Japan's fast templates, we're going to hit a few ports around them. Pretty much from here all the way down to Rotterdam. Since we will be going to war with them, and in the Axis, I'm expecting the Dutch to stack the border with Germany instead of guarding their ports. And of course the fact that we're doing a naval invasion means we can only land 9 divisions in the Netherlands, but that should be okay. And now let's go up to speed 5 and truly begin. There we go, now time to justify the Dutch East Indies. The 50 political power is so the justification isn't cancelled. Because if you go into the negative justifications are cancelled, there we go. And now we can finally do focuses. The focus, we're going to start with the army expansion law all the way down to supremacy of will. I really don't know why you'd ever do supremacy of technology. So, for Japan's internal factions, the navy is useful, but to be fair also, even now it's a massive stack. So we're going to mostly prioritise the army today. We really need the mills. With army expansion law done, we are ultimately trying to make a 14-4. We are able to do that with the XP we now have. Obviously not the most preferred template these days, but it would do the trick for us. There you go, just gives us enough. We'll save that for later. We'll slowly but surely change our infantry around for this. Right, our justification on the Dutch East Indies is ready, so declare war on them. Hopefully we'll be able to land in the Dutch East Indies before we capitulate the Netherlands, but capitulating the Netherlands shouldn't be too hard either. There we go, there's the peace deal, and just as I intended, we managed to get the Dutch East Indies directly in this peace deal. So we're just going to directly take Suriname and Curaçao. We're going to annex the Dutch East Indies and puppet what's the rest of the continental Netherlands. This means that we can directly take the resources eventually as compliance builds up. No need for a strike on the southern resource area, because we are the southern resource area. Right, now it's time for us to justify on Mexico. Yep, running the risk of getting guarantees from the Allies at this point, but we'll be fine, I hope. Just for later, we're going to send the Navy all the way over to Curaçao. Most of these units aren't the best, so we're mostly just going to start changing them over. Even the tank brigades are going to be changed because Japan's start in tank template is rubbish. We'll start by making them 14-4s. While it isn't generally advised, we don't really have much choice today in this bit, so we're going to send Japan's army to Suriname and Curacao. Yep, they'll attrition. Not much we can do about that, although we will make sure to expand the ports here. Expand them by 4, both of them, so they don't attrition too badly. Our justification will be ready in February, so we're going very quickly. And there's supremacy of will. Focus, we are pretty much happy with that, but Japan's focus tree isn't the most in-depth, so let's purge off one of our factions. Since you do have an air force, I would recommend assigning it to one of your generals. Hire a silent workforce when you have the political power. There's no harm in something like that. We're going to be working down to things like national mobilization or nationalized war industry. Obviously, don't grab war economy via political power, since national mobilization law gives it to you for free. Right, with the main army that we're going to invade with in Curacao, 1, we need to exercise them, but 2, we need to plan a naval invasion. Normally I'd hit Florida, but that doesn't seem viable today, so we're going to hit a front hitting from New Orleans to Mobile, and this port here. Very wide, yes, but the more ports we have, the better. You may as well at least exercise your troops to at least not be green. And there you go, our wide naval invasion, grabbing many ports. Right, before the invasion starts, put your navy on strike force in the relevant sea zones. America's navy won't be out initially. And army logistics is always a good idea. Right, there you go, our justification is ready. Current war in Mexico will call in the US, so be careful when going towards victory points in these areas like California, since you will likely have to get to them. But the main thing for us will be to encircle the US's divisions as we can and destroy them. So, time to go. Right, that's the end of the United States and the Philippines. I naval invaded the Philippines with some Minguquo divisions, which worked out, so we'll directly annex them. And the same with the United States. Definitely increases world tension though. You could puppet the US and steal their fleet, but to be honest, your fleet is pretty good. Oh, there we go. Right, I think I now have a Mexican problem to deal with. Shouldn't be too problematic. Yeah, we can always naval invade them. Right, let's go and take down Mexico. And there's the end of Mexico. Just annex them as well. There we go. Well, that pretty much completes everything we needed to do very quickly. We've got US, Mexico, and even for extra, we have the Philippines and Japan. We could even go for the allies and stuff, which we probably should, I suppose. I'm even feeling like making a new sub. I'm that special today. Nice. Yeah, for us to invade the Allies, we're definitely going to have to build up though. Because there's probably a real chance of Raj or Canada becoming a major due to our stupidity if we let them get away with everything. But there's definitely plenty for us to do. Hell, we can even use these Manchurian and Mengukwo boys to defend the border. So yeah, I think for us now it's just a case of building up and getting compliance and preparing for war with the Allies. It'll be a little bit of time before that though. As you can see, we have quite the gun problem now. Mostly due to garrisons to be fair, but still. Hell, artillery isn't much better. Subsidies. But for now, I think we'll send the main stack home. I was afraid that the US could naval invade us. That's one of the reasons why we still had a tiny fleet behind, but it didn't happen, luckily for us. With our main army already home, we're going to prepare for our naval invasions against the UK. We're going to go from Wilhelmshaven into the UK's ports around here and try and cut them in half. What we did, I believe, in the Deuce Newton video. But it should work again. Obviously we don't have the tanks as much this time, but oh well. If you wanted to do tanks, now would probably be the time to start transferring over to them. You now have quite the industry to support it. But I think 14-4s, which are quite big for this time, will do fine. And there you go. Send the rest of your army support, so when the invasion does eventually happen, they can go with them. Yep, I'm using some of the Netherlands' troops. I don't see why not, to be honest. Sure, it's a bit weird, but oh well. Right, we now have 72 divisions, which is what you normally have for invasions of the United Kingdom. Let's justify in British Malaya. 100 days. Very well. Again, make sure you have units on the border with Canada. They're very likely to just rush down into the US and become a major. Now, becoming a major, for me, I'm not necessarily sure how it goes. I thought it used to be you had to get 50 factories and you'd be considered a major. But apparently it's actually the top 7 countries in terms of factories that become majors. And to be fair, we have eliminated one of them. So it is possible other countries can become majors. But our plan is to hit the UK, then France, leave Germany out of the war so nothing happens, but that still means they have to garrison the borders. And if we're lucky, we'll be able to do it before Raj or Canada become a major. Specifically Canada, to be honest. Canada's the main problem. Obviously, leave a small force behind in case of a counter-invasion against you. The last thing you want is to have them suddenly just walk into your country. We now have bicycle battalions, which is one of the prerequisites for Tour de France. If you don't call Germany in, you should be very on your way to getting that. I've already done Tour de France, even on this channel, so it's not necessarily one of the aims today. Right, our justification is ready. Let's declare war on British Malaya. This is going to be an interesting fight, but I think we'll be okay. Good start, good start. UK down and Canada is already a major? No. Good. Right, we'll clear up these pockets and quickly go for France. Do a similar strategy, rush down Paris. And that's the peace deal. I didn't see France capitulate, but whatever. Now, if you were watching that time-lapse closely, you would have seen that my original invasion was a complete failure, but that's okay. Sometimes HOI4 is just a complete failure. So we'll just annex everyone. Yep, I want it all. Now, while Czechoslovakia is in the Allies, it doesn't matter. And this will also conclude Sunrise Invasion, because even though we puppeted the Netherlands, that doesn't violate the achievement itself. So just pass a few times and annex everyone. There you go, we took 163 states. Lovely. Now we have, in just 2 years, taken over the world. Don't think anyone can stop us now. At this point, you are literally free to do whatever you want. Feel free to go all the way to take down the world, do a word conquest. Honestly, you could probably even take down Germany if you wanted to right now. You know, the weird thing of all things, though, is that Greece somehow ended up war with Albania. I don't know why, I really don't. And now they and Romania are in a faction together, because of course they are. But myself, I'm mostly just going to go against anyone, really, but again, it's mostly just about getting nukes at this point, which, well, that's easy, isn't it? Just research them. When the time is right, we'll release America and blow them away, but make sure you have researched things such as strategic bombers before then. No need to be caught with no bombers, right? Good. The Chinese are still very weak, as you can see. They should still have army corruption. I don't know why the United Front hasn't formed yet, but whatever. You'll keep getting these events about Chinese provocation. Get rid of them when you want. Doesn't matter if you do, doesn't matter if you don't. Obviously, since there is no Chinese United Front, the communist ones will probably join the Comintern, so be aware of that. Well, there goes the Kingdom of Greece, and now poor Romania's all on her own. No way they're going to be joining the Axis or Allies today. And I say that because the Allies do actually still exist. Somehow Germany has also failed to get manpower out at this time, but oh well. Germany had to get our help to take down Czechoslovakia, but that's okay. You know, if Germany had gone to the Civil War, I think I would have died laughing. Now the Allies is led by the Australians. Lovely. Let's see if we can't take them down. Well, there goes Australia and South Africa, but not New Zealand. God damn it. Oh, I did everything right with that. And now they're what's left of the Allies. Oh well. Got some cheap war goals against Belgium and Luxembourg. Let's see if we can get them before Germany does. And also Kurdistan has rose up, or one province of it. The European Defence League is now like this. It's all gone a bit weird. Now hopefully this time we can take down the Allies. Luxembourg, you ballsy country. Trying to push out. There, finally, that's the true end of the Allies. There we go. That's looking like a big Japanese Africa now. Oh yeah, so Germany's going right into or Romania. I've also learned that I'm big enough to take over the Axis, so I'm going to do that. I think for myself, it's probably time for war with China. It's been a while. All annexed. I just realised neither of them honoured the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. This is going to end badly. Look at that. Ever heard of the Anglo-German naval arms race? Well, that's what me and Germany have kind of been in for a little while, but looks like I've come out on top because finally Japan has assumed leadership of Axis. Having these big boys was really unnecessary. At least with this we can get some new friend. Venezuela. Nice. At this point for us it's still just waiting to get nukes. That's where we're at now. Turkey's going after Iran. Surely this is a misnomer, Italian Albania, right? The whole point of them getting Albania was for that. Oh my god, Italy's doing Italian occupation on its own puppet! Oh, I know why. It's because, Greece took Albania. That's what happened. Greece took Albania in a peace deal very early on in the game, so Italy's actually never done Albanian occupation. But does that mean Italy's own puppet is going to submit to itself? In any case, I'm going to kill Ireland. Why? Oh, why not? It's something to do. Well, at least Italy managed to get its own puppet to say yes to it, even though it wasn't even Zog. Honestly, that would have been so pathetic, wouldn't it, if Italy's own puppet said no? I've never seen that before. That's really, really weird. Italy's gained control over Albania twice for no reason. Albania's occupation should have a check on it to see whether or not Albania's in a faction, in my opinion. Because the main reason Italy did it was because no one cared about Albania. But if Albania's in a faction, that should invalidate them being able to do it. That's just my opinion, though. Let me know if you think otherwise, or if you agree. Bloody hell! I don't mean to rag on Turkey, like they're my fourth most popular country for people to watch me from, but they've lost nearly 1 million men to Iran. They're clearly they're still losing men, look! They're clearly just smashing their head endlessly against the line. I'd almost like to see Iran win it at this point because it's hilarious, but looks like Ismet is eventually going to make his way there. But imagine trying to justify that to your people, losing 1 million men. And I think the war goal is technically for oil. Puppet, so yeah. This is an oil war if I ever saw one. And there's nuclear bombs, and when will we get one? In 8 days we have quite a lot of nuclear factories. Nuclear reactors. Right, let's release America. Haven't seen you for a very long time. It's going to be a shame to lose all this compliance and factories. Ooh, only 100 or so, so that's okay. Welcome back, FDR, even though you're dead. Right, let's justify you, and 100 days, hellfire will rain down on the United States again. That's our prize, is it? We got the Olympics. I've never seen this before. Oh, of course, this is for the USS Panay event, which somehow still fired, despite neither the US or the UK existing when it did. So yeah, come and get some, America. Come and get some. And they just lost Amelia Earhart for worst measure. I'm sure they're devastated. Yep, tensions are running high, but will they use their war goal? No. We're way stronger than them. The AI doesn't use war goals when it knows it can lose, generally. Right, our justification is ready, and we have, when we're on pause, 14 nukes. Right, America, it's time for your second day of reckoning, and don't bring me this neutrality act stuff around here. It's time for you to face the Japanese again. Let's see how many nukes we can drop. But let's not forget some of the more important areas of America. Touche, it's already done. Tojo shot first is over, as we have nuked California. Whoops. You know, the amount of times my wars with the US have ended with the taking of San Francisco is really high for some reason. But anyway, welcome back to the Greater Axis Co-Prosperity Sphere, America. There we go. Treaty of St. Louis, it is done. Only took around 20 nukes, but yes, Tojo definitely shot first in this universe. Not that that reference would even make sense, would it? But also, on the way, we grabbed Sunrise Invasion. If your game ended up like this with France, you easily could have gotten Tour de France as well. Oh, it's been a busy 4 hours for me doing this. But, you know, Japan is fun to play. Don't play them too often, though. But yes, if you wanted to continue this game, I've taken over the Axis. I could probably kill all the remaining members myself if I really wanted to. Get them out one by one, or have the rest of them go up against Germany, as Germany will always be the hardest one to go after. Of course, we are very, very nuclear. If you're trying to do achievements like New World Order, this would definitely be the way to do it. You can continue down, smash through South America and the like, they can't stop you. Be aware of Brazil and the Amazon though. Yes, until next time everybody, this has been me, Bubbles. I thank you for watching this video, I do hope you've enjoyed it. Leave any suggestions in the comments below, always looking for new video ideas. Until next time, goodbye. Now that I think of it, are Turkey and Iran still going? Yes, they are. Oh, for goodness sake. This war could not be worth it for any of them, can it? 100,000 service by requirement, 58,000 service by requirement. And Iran's actually pushed back into Van at least. Oh, whatever happened to those subs I started building? Oh, that's what happened to them. Whoops.